Kevin, good morning. Good morning, how's it going? How's it going, friend? Just getting an easy start this morning over here in the shop. I'm not sure if the audio sounds any better or not, if it's more present than what it normally might be. Good morning from Greece, yes. Yes, 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 good morning. Welcome to the morning ritual for guitar growth. Good morning. Ciao. Good morning. We have just a little bit of tuning up to do. We have just a little bit of saying good morning to the guitar this morning. So good morning, and hopefully all of that is going well. Hopefully all of this is going to go well. I just am testing out a new piece of equipment here, and just wondering about the audio. If the audio is clear and present, any feedback would be great. Actually, hopefully we don't get any feedback on my end, but. So what we're doing is just saying we're waking up with the guitar together, working on our breath, working on our posture, and working on just sort of playing the guitar as a warm-up. So if you are a guitar practitioner and you don't have your guitar in hand, if you have time to do some guitar work this morning with us, you are more than welcome. It's 7:30 a.m. Eastern time where I'm located, and hopefully you're able to play the guitar along with us. So without further ado, let's get going. Let's get going. So 1 E and a 2, you know what to do. And this is simply good morning. This is simply a warm-up for the guitar, chitarra. And we've got this really nice easy tempo, this easy sort of beats per minute is what it is. We're involved with 60 beats per minute, so that's a good thing. It's a good place to start. And I wanted to think about Harlan, what Harlan said about 3 chords and the truth. He was asked sort of like what is the epitome, like what is the reduction of country music? And he said it's 3 chords and the truth. And I thought, what a great thing to talk about today as we sort of roll through the morning ritual. So we're starting again with fingers 2 and 3 on frets 10 and 12, and we're stretching away. Got a little bit of a stretch going here, don't we? Yeah, it's a good stretch. It's a happy little stretch. And I'm also going to think a little bit about what would Bob Ross do this morning. I don't know, I haven't heard any feedback. Can you all hear me? I've got a new mic and I'm not even sure you can hear me. So any feedback is welcome if you're able to give it. And if you don't give it, I'm just going to assume that you can't hear me, and I'll have to make some adjustments here. But yeah, working through the warm-up. Anyway, it is what it is, I guess. Oh, okay, Jill, thank you. I'm over here sort of, I feel like I'm flapping about, but I appreciate that. So fingers 1 and 2 on frets 10 and 12, 2, 3, and 4, go. And we're going ahead to get the old stretch in this morning. We're going to think a little bit about 3-chord relationships, and we're going to use those 3-chord relationships to expand away from our warm-up routine and into, we're going going to use it as a segue into our practicing day. So like the last 15 minutes or so, something like that, we'll start getting involved with, three chords and the truth. So three chords and the truth. The truth is that the three chords I plan on talking about could be, I want those to be consistent with your expectations. So, and good morning, thank you, yeah, nice save, Jill. You've got great internet etiquette, great live chat etiquette. So the three chords we're going to talk about today are the three primary chords, and we're going ahead and start with fingers 2 and 4. On 9 and 12, we'll go ahead and get the old stretch Rooney out, the stretch machine, the rack. Get our fingers over the rack. So we got this. Oh, hey Mark. Good morning, Mr. Mark. He's like, that's Mr. Mark to you. Great to see Mark. I'm not sure why that gets hidden all the time. But we had a moment. We had a new visitor from Greece this morning earlier in the live chat, which is pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting times around here at Jason Carey Guitar on the internet. So if you're just sort of scrolling in, I just wanted to give you an idea about what it is we're up to. I'm Jason. I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, and for an hour, and I'm here doing my morning warm-ups. I know, it's like, as Borat says, sexy time. It's just it's one of those things that's really not all that appealing, but we are changing the barrier for entry into the world of becoming a guitar and maintaining our position or station in life as a guitar practitioner. So guitar practitioners, what do they do? What do we do? We play the guitar, we practice the guitar, that's right. Let's go ahead and get back down to business. Let's go ahead and just jump back down to fret 7 and 12, and we're going to just use fingers 1 and 4 this time. We're building our morning. We're laying the foundations, laying the bricks, we've got Murphy moving around here. He's shopping for a spot to sort of, oh, he's got it. You okay, Murph? He's just shopping for a place to chill out for a few minutes before he needs to get up and go check out the next location. Talking a little bit later today about the three primary chords, and the three primary chords are going to be sort of a lot of fun. We've been sort of like programmed to approach primary triads and sort of like accept those as our normal sort of like run of show. So we have the 1 chord, and then the 4 chord, go anywhere without coming up with 100 songs that are, thousands of songs that are 1, 4, and 5. So we're going to explore those relationships on the guitar this morning a little bit, and then help just sort of translate those into sort of like exercises that we can use during our warm-up patterns, right? So we'll get into that in just another couple of minutes, but for now, let's go ahead and jump into fingers 1 and 2 and 3, or 2 and 3 and 4 on 10, 11, and 12. Yeah, so we'll come right back to that, all of that really great stuff with the primary triads. And the primary triads, there's something we should know. It's like the 3 primary colors or whatever. With those 3 primary triads, we can basically do anything we need to do. And the 3 primary triads are basically related to the major scale. I'm, of course, relating those to the major scale because did you know our ears prefer whole number ratios? Did you know that? Yeah, they do. So, hey. Yo, bro, can you play Money for Nothing by Dire Straits? Oh, I can. I absolutely can. If you search my channel, I actually did a whole guitar session on that with acoustic guitar, oddly enough. And it's it's got a few views on it. It's nothing to write home about, but it's a really cool old video. So you get a chance to take a look at how I've progressed over the span of my days on YouTube. So it's kind of fun to go back and look at. I would think. I'm terrified. I never go back and look at any. I never rewatch any videos that I've done. I don't want to see them ever again. But no, they're there to be useful. And let's get through. Are you planning on sticking around? How long are you sticking around? Australian. Thanks for asking about that. I can definitely accommodate that if you like. I just got to get through the rest of this 1, 2, 3 exercise. So if you're going to be sticking around for a couple of minutes, I can definitely once I get back up to position number 10. Then I'll be in pretty good shape to do that. All right, I'm going to be here until 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, so we have a little bit of time to kind of hang out and watch the guitar, watch the minutes roll by as we warm up with the guitar. This is my morning ritual for guitar growth, so this is legitimately my actual, honest to goodness, morning warm-up that I decided I would do the entire year of 2025 right here on the internet. So I thought it's kind of an interesting concept to me, just to kind of showcase the warm-up. And it is what it is. Yeah, great tune, like one of my all-time favorites. So, Mr. Brown. So now the finger was play Tommy Emmanuel, Deep River Blues. Oh, that's right. Got them Deep River Blues. Oh, what it? Let it rain. Yeah, I don't. Mr. Emmanuel's version. I need to. I'm gonna need to learn. I'm gonna need to look at that. I think. Mr. Emmanuel's got that sort of like. he's got that really great sort of like right hand sort of, or picking hand sort of approach, you know. Yeah, he's got that stuff going on, like really great player, you know, one of my favorites. And then of course, I have to mention, I'm obligated to mention that record that he did with the late great Mr. Chet Atkins, Mr. Guitar himself. And I forget the name of it. It's The Day the Fingerpickers Took Over the World. You know, that's a really great album. Just a monumental album. So fingers 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, sorry, for those of us who are, thank you very much, Mr. Brown. For those of us who are working on the, along with me with the warm-ups, here we are continuing. I don't mean to, you know, keep the requests coming. Keep the requests coming, and I'm also going to continue observing those requests. But at the same time, I'm going to continue along with the warm-up because many of us are here to just get through this 1 hour program. And if you stick around at the end of the program, we're talking about 3 primary chords and how the primary chords find themselves, how we find them and how we treat them relative to their positions in the major scale. So of course we're talking about the 1 chord, which has the 1, 3, 5. The 4 chord, which has the 4, the 1, 3, 5 of the 4 chord, which is and then we have the let's come back to that. And then we have the 5 chord. So the 1, 4, 5 chords are super important, and they contain all of the genetic information that we need to hear as we progress through a song that's diatonic to the major scale. So it contains all those 3 chords contain all of the pieces of the major scale. 1, 2, E and a T, E and a Fo, E and a. Oh, now you got a new subscriber. Thanks, Australia. Thank you. Yeah, right on. I think the Dire Straits, like every time I hear, I don't know if you're still here or not, Australia, but I think every time I hear that intro, like that primordial buildup of the keys, the drums, the synths, the guitar kind of growling in and out. That intro for the Dire Straits, Money for Nothing, it's got to be like one of the coolest and most well orchestrated build-ups in rock history. I can't imagine there's a better one, arguably one of the best there is, and it comes right at the front of the song. And it's like, who does that? Who invites the listener to just sit through that and wonder what's going to happen next? But if you do listen, obviously millions have made it through that intro, and you get the payoff. The payoff is is that beautiful guitar part when it just kind of goes in. It's not accompanied. Just now, it's going to be my earworm for the rest of the day. So where are we at? I think we're ready for a quick stretch here. So Richard Smith. Oh, The Entertainer. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We do that one too. That's a great one to know. Having the belt. Mark SRV does that too, right out of the gate. Oh yeah, that record. What is it? Texas Flood, or was it what? Couldn't Stand the Weather. Where he's got the. What is the name of that record? That album. It's a remarkable SRV album. You know, they're all good, but like Double Trouble. Just what a great band. So many wonderful human beings on this planet, you know what I mean? Texas Flood, yeah, thank you. Billy Strings, and oh yeah, right on. So you were talking about Deep River Blues. I really enjoyed also the as a spin-off of the since we're talking about Doc, you know, songs that were, you know, played by Doc originally, I guess, at least as far as I know. Doc did all these, and I thought, I went back and learned them all at one point in my life. And then I remember wanting to learn Moody River, and Moody River was another one of those Doc songs that I just was totally underplayed and totally underdone, but had this banger of a melody, and it really lends itself well to finger-style arrangement on the guitar. We should do that at some point on this channel, and I think we will. But simplify it so that it's approachable, you know what I mean? And not, you know, I don't think things should seem so complicated that they're not, you know. I know there's enough of it, like when we're learning a new piece of software or a new technique or a new skill, it always seems like it's never going to happen, but with a little stick-to-itiveness, of course, you know that you can accomplish anything. I'm a firm believer that if we study melody, if we study the melody of all of the songs that we really want to know and hold that up to the light, I think we can really get some mileage out of any material that we pursue. So now we're back into the warm-up, kind of all over the place this morning, and definitely not intended to do this. Is an unintended consequence of receiving wonderful requests. So we're back to the four-finger wonders, and we're just working the four-finger program, down, up, down, up. And yeah, there's so many great guitar players out there, Mr. Brown. It's just a mind-boggling instrument. You know, easy to plug into, easy to set up, easy to start, and then as soon as we play for that, reach for that F chord, that could be a determining factor. That could be a risk factor that, you know, we all know about. There's a reason why they call it the F chord, you know, and that I've seen that one F chord, you know, and other chords like it make and break guitar students, you know, over the years, you know. So, but all of those who stick with it definitely get it. And so the trick for me is to be just sort of content with wherever I might be, wherever I might find myself, for my, you know, skill level, for my health level. And if I don't particularly care for or appreciate the situation I'm currently in, I can always work to change that, right? Wayne McFarlane, good morning. Top of the day to you all. I spend some time on open position pentatonic. Can be a handful. If you could run through some keys, maybe actually, you know what? That's going to be, so I don't know how long you've been here, if you're just sort of pulling in, if you're just sort of like pulling up. I remember I was in a van, we rented a van and we flew into Dublin, and the first thing we did was get out of the play. I came around the corner, so I'm on the wrong side of the car, of course, and the wrong side of the buggy. And I come around the first corner and take the mirror or the rear view mirror right off the thing. And I thought, what? So anyway, that started the trip. And then we're up in the cliffs of Moher, and I remember just sort of driving. So we were on Red Bulls and espressos or coffees or whatever the whole time. And I remember pulling into the cliffs of Moher, and it was like sideways brake stop. And I remember that kind of on two wheels almost. I remember that being a really fond memory. The trip was amazing, and my daughter and we brought the whole family, and my daughter, her now husband, he proposed to her in Ireland on that very trip. So it's a really special place for us. Of course, it's a special place for anybody. You know what I mean? It's just this world that we live on is a special place indeed. But I wanted to talk about 1, 2, 3 stretch 4, of course, but then come back to the open position, because we are talking about, if you stick it around, the last 15, 20 minutes, it might look more like the last 20 minutes because we're sort of piling up some things to talk about. And we wanted to talk about the 3 primary chords, right? And we wanted to basically just get the tools together to figure out where in the heck the 3 primary chords are. This is not secretive stuff that only advanced players or only, you know, intermediate players can know, or there are no secrets here that are, all of these are worth sharing, I guess is what I'm saying. So we're just going to start working on 1, 4, 5s, and we're going to understand why they are the 3 primary chords. The 3 primary chords are very, very important to us, and then we can start talking about substitutions for each chord, and all of a sudden we have an infinite palette from which to pull to guide our ears so let's say we're a composer or a songwriter. We have all of these tools to guide the ears of our audience, the hearts and minds of our audience. We have all of these tools with the primary chords and pluralities and substitutions. We have all of these tools to guide our fingers, you know, and form our process as soloing guitar players. It's just so important to know, you know, the 1, 4, 5 are the 3 primary chords. So let's do the kickstand. This one's for Jill. So we've got this 9, 10, 11, and 12, and fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8, 10, 11, and 12. So here you go. 4 attacks per beat, and we're just humming right along here, and definitely, yeah, Marzak, Marco, good morning, good morning. RIP also, yeah, Tom Petty, ooh, yeah. We're just kind of, it's really difficult to just stick to the morning ritual, to the warm-ups, when you hear all these like world-class names drift by. There are some really great musicians in that list, and Mr. Brown, that's very good. What makes a song a good song? So Harlan was talking about 3 chords. I'm still kind of tripping on this book. I'm going to show you the cover of this book because it's fun, and it's a gift from a friend. We haven't spoken for a little bit of time, and I'm not sure if the relationship's been injured or what, but we haven't spoken. But we're pretty good friends. And I wanted to show you the cover of the book because this is sort of what I'm tripping on right now with the primary chords. The 3 primary chords in any major key. The 3 primary chords are the 1, the 4, and the 5. Here's the book. In some parts of England, you call it a book in the UK. So it's kind of a cool 3 chords and the truth. We're sort of rattling on about hope, heartbreak, and changing fortunes in Nashville, and it's sort of behind the scenes with those who make and shape country music. It basically is it's like an open door to the insights of the country music, and when it's from its infancy, its grassroots infancy, all the way to its explosive current, $2+ billion in sales. I think it's probably better now. But we're looking at Harlan Howard, who when asked what a country song was, answered 3 chords and the truth. And that's the truth, 3 chords and the truth. If you listen to the last album from the late, great Mr. Johnny Cash, you know you can turn any song and interpret it into 3 chords and the truth. And you have a classic, just a classic representation of all things that are simple and good in music. So where are we? So we're on we're using the diagonal pattern, and then because Mr. McFarlane angular, that's right. I'm going to hold the top notes and the bottom notes. Right, so I've got the T4 5, 1, 2, T4 5, da 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 da, and then I'm using 5's rhythmic subdivision over the four finger pattern. So that's kind of a challenge to get. You've seen me do it a ton of times, but that's worth definitely doing. And then I wanted to, because Mr. McFarlane took the time to kind of approach pentatonics. You don't have to do this with me, but I wanted to just walk through, because I'm still working on, I wanted to still work these patterns into the warm-ups, for all of us. And if you don't yet have it, I'm not going to share the link today, but a few videos back I made a thing called something about 5 shapes, pentatonic. You can go look, it's probably a few full-length videos back, but there's a great link in that video. You can grab that PDF. It's a PDF download. It's a binder that includes all 5 pentatonic shapes for free, and then it also just kind of illustrates how they all link together and how they all belong together. So I highly recommend getting it. It's definitely the stuff. It's the stuff that we need as guitar players, guitar practitioners. 2 times, Quinn, I can't really read. I don't have a second viewport today. I ran out of time. But 3 times quintuplets, them, and I'm not sure if I can read that. Let's see what, I'll come back to that, man. Ginger, fennel, and lemon tea this morning. Oh, mint, there's some mint in there. Mint, beautiful mint leaves. Beautiful mint leaves. All right, shape number 2. And I'm just using 6 attacks per beat. And then if you want, you can play this, you know, at your own tempo. You can play it 1 or 2 attacks per beat, or use the backbeat. Yeah, you're going to find, I find that sort of when I start playing at tempo, you know, up to speed, so to speak, it's really important for me not to tighten my body. You know, as soon as I tighten my body anywhere, including my pick hand or fret hands, shoulders, back, mouth, jaw, sometimes will go sideways. I have a bass player friend who just does that. It kind of sticks his jaw up. And I guess we live in tension, but I want to try to mitigate that. I want to try to eliminate that from my my personal guitar practice. So the warm-up is a perfect place for me to just do that. Be aware, continually be aware of the, you know, all of the things that creep into my playing. The bad things, as soon as I'm aware of them, they're gone, right? Super easy. Just, it's a choice. So finger, we were on frets, position 1, position 2, position 3, and you all know that I play this kind of 2 different ways. I'm going to use the finger stretch back at this point, and then keep that consistent. And then we'll kind of just kind of work it that way for now. There's a second way I like to play this, but I'll, you know, for the sake of consistency, we'll just kind of use this today. If you want these shapes, you can have them for free. Just go back and take a look at that pentatonic video that I did like a couple weeks ago, and the PDF's right there for you to download for free. I did just a question: what made you became into guitars? Okay, good question. That's an awesome question. I have a play in hand with vibraphone. Nice. Very cool. Super. Very nice. So, all right, let's talk about why we become guitar players. Let's talk about why we become guitar players. So we have this so the good, honest guitar player, a good, honest guitar practitioner who wants to oh, Mark's out for the day. Okay. Mark, I hope you have a good day. If you're not already gone, thank you for being here with us, Mark. Thank you very kindly for being with us. Happy picking for sure. Yeah, and there Kevin is. Oh man, Kevin's just a great, great host. So if you wouldn't mind thanking the Blue Wrench while he's up here on the screen, thank you, Kevin, for being here and keeping the chat light and lively and maintaining that high level of comfortability and friendship. You know, that's very, very cool. And this is a volunteer thing that Mr. Haas is doing, and something is happening. I'm not sure what it is, but I owe him a debt of gratitude. So thank you again, Mr. Haas, Brother Haas. I appreciate it. I became a guitar player, and out of curiosity, after I saw my dad play guitar in a cool way. So yeah, I wanted to because my dad. That's awesome. That's really cool that you're playing your guitar because of your dad. Many of us have seen and witnessed other members, other family members, or those close to us play the guitar. And that's, you know, that's kind of an interesting thing to consider. And imagine wanting to play the guitar because of your father. Yeah, I think I'm in a similar boat, you know, I'm in a similar boat. Yeah, I really appreciate that sentiment. That's important to honor the mother and the father, you know. Super important, you know. Muy, muy importante. Yeah, I'm a little bit, where are we at? So I wanted to start talking about, you know, 1, 4, and 5. And so I think we're there. I think we should start in the key of C, don't you? Do you think we should start in the key of C? I'm starting with just a really simple sort of, let me just put this over here. A simple, you know, 1 chord. And remember, these are the 3 chords that we're talking about. This is the beginning to the 3 chords and the truth that Harlan was talking about. And then there's the F. And then back to the 1. And then the 5. And then back to the 1. You could look at it like this. You could look at it as the 4. And then the 1, and then the 5, and then back to the 1. I just did this song on my channel, and this is absolutely one of my favorite tunes ever written. This is not typically how they're used, the 5 and then the 1. But the 4 pulls away from the 1, and then the 1 is home, and then we get that about as far away from home as we can get, back to the 4, which falls down to the 1, down to the 4, or up to the 5, and then that 1, and then 4 moves to 1, and then the 5 goes back to 1. So that's a practical application that's sort of like currently active on the channel. You can go back and look at Wildflowers. I just released it. Yes, I think we just released it yesterday. So it's a really great song to work through. We do talk about the melody. We do talk about those 1, 4, and 5 chords. So if we're in the key of C, I wanted to work on just kind of expanding this out. I don't know if Wayne is still here, if Mr. McFarlane's still here. But if you are, let me know, and we'll go ahead and we'll incorporate some pentatonicism into this program. So we've got this beautiful C chord. We're going to stay here. Now, what we can do with the C chord, we can play C, E, G, and then we can play C, E, G here. We can play E, G, C here. We can play C, E, G here. We can play G, C, E here, or, you know, E, C, and then G. There's a lot we can do with just that one C chord. And Bob Dylan knew that, and the way he would kind of what's going on here is we're taking these C notes, these C little pockets of C-ishness, and in triadic form, in closed positions, and then we're basically learning everywhere we can where those C notes live, those C chords live, right? And so I would approach these string by string in closed position or closed inversion, so where we have each string is contiguous. Are you usually a calm guitarist? Usually people say that they're a rock guitarist just to impress others. I usually play to impress myself. Yeah, amen. Yeah, me too. You know, I can rock with the best of them. I'm pretty, I can be pretty hardcore when it comes down, when, you know, we can thump when we need to thump. But, you know, I think for this morning ritual, so the morning ritual is important for me to remind myself that this is about breathing, this is about posture, this is about developing good, solid habits, because I play the guitar for multiple hours every day, and I do not want my body to retain injury, you know, and sustain and retain injury. I want all of that as far away from my person as possible. And then, you know, it's a reality. It's hard to say, you know, what do you do for work? Well, I'm a guitar practitioner. Well, what does that mean? Well, what do you think it means? And then when I complain about, oh geez, I've got workplace injury, it sounds pretty weird to say you get workplace injury from playing the guitar. I don't play the guitar that hard, man, but it you know, you gotta watch out. You take care of the body, because those repetitive motions that we do as guitar players, it's really important to, you know, just be aware that there's potential for injury there, and just take care of it. And just knowing that is important. So let's get right back to it. So what if we did the C chord, and then this inversion of the C with the E in the bass, open G, and then this is where the rubber meets the road. Right now, this is probably the most important piece of this session this morning. So I would encourage you to just observe critically. So we're looking at C. Well, it's a C chord, isn't it? But it's not the old C. So we wish you can tell. It's not that big C, but it is a version, a variation of it. So we have that 2, open G, finger 1 on the B string. And then the 4 chord is going to be, so E, G, C. 4 chord is going to be F, A, C, or fact, right? And then we remove all of the fingers, and we find ourselves in open D, open G, open B, which is a G major triad. And that's where those C major notes live on the guitar. And well, the C major notes, C major chord, the 1-4, and then the 5 chord. You could just go up a whole step to that, from that F chord to the G chord. We're starting, of course, with 1, and then each do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, re, do, re. Right, so we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, or the C, D, E, F chord, and then the C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5 chord. Right there. So we have the C chord, the F chord, and then the G chord. That's where those chords come from. The root, the 4, and then the 5. Para la bamba, para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia, de una poca de gracia. So it's really just kind of one. We've heard it on the radio. Here's another way, another methodology where we've been receiving the 1-4-5. And if we listen to pop radio, we've been listening to 1-4-5 whether we liked it or not. And it's just hundreds of years old from Western European classical music. And these chords have been analyzed, played and analyzed for a long time in formal systems of analysis, right? There's a lot of literature on these 3 chords, on these 3 primary chords. There's a lot of literature and discourse on dissertations, and so there's a lot to cover, but not to overwhelm, because we don't need any of that foolishness in our lives. It all comes when we're ready, of course, right? But here's another way we've been absorbing the 1-4-5s. C major triads again. The C major triads are like little gas stations on the the American highway or any highway, right? So we can go so far, a few hundred miles, and then we need to pull over for a refuel. You know what I mean? We need to kind of pull over to gain our bearings, you know, to sort of like, we know where we are now. I know I get a chance to here I'm stopped. I got my navigator's kind of stressed and doesn't want to look at the map in real time. We have plenty of time while we pull off at the rest stop or the landmark to stop and look at the map, you know, and orient ourselves. And that's exactly what's going on here. Do you know Bronjer R. Stump? Oh yeah, I love that. What a great song. What a great thing to hear this morning. I forget which one it is. It's something like that. I'm just kind of going off of what's in my head. I forget. I probably played it once upon a time, but I forget it. You know what I mean? I'm completely in love with Led Zeppelin's repertoire. Is that it? Very cool. McFarlane, Ritchie, Valens. Oh, you got the, yeah, you're right over there on top of this, man. So you're still here. So let's take a look at wrapping it with the, so while we're talking about the C major chords, the 1, 4, and 5 chords, let's go ahead and add that because Mr. McFarlane here, you can play Spanish music. Yes, yes. Yeah, I love to sing in other languages. I do. I really love to sing in other languages. There's so many great things to do, you know. And it's hard. It is hard to just keep focused on one thing. So that's why, one of the reasons why I find it so important to, for me at least, it's so important for me to lock it down and focus on getting through my morning ritual for guitar growth, which is here for everyone. It's all here for all of us. But the focus is super important. And as we wrap it up for the last 10 or 15 minutes each day, I'm here every weekday at 7:30 a.m. As we wrap it up, we start to move from the programmatic piece of it, you know, the known into the unknown, and start working on some what ifs, you know, start getting our minds sort of transitioned into the guitar practitioner methodology of thinking. But we're thinking C major pentatonic is right here in the C major scale. These open pentatonic scales are definitely underutilized and underappreciated. All of the open strings that we know are right here in open strings, and that's the reason why we play the guitar. That's the reason why harpists play the harp. Open strings, it's like cash is king, you know. Open strings rule, man. It's so do re mi sol la do la. You've got to shape that la. Those syllables are here from Zoltan, Mr. Kodai. The solfege is there to help us learn to sing correctly. So when we sing in line, it's probably not all that agreeable unless you're singing bluegrass, right? If you're tuning the mic for a bluegrass performer, you know you've got to bring that middle up a little bit because that's what that culture likes. That's what we lack, you know. But if you're playing this way, that A sits way back. So singing the notes that we play is super important, isn't it? And then we'll end there. And I really appreciate you being here. And I wanted to thank you, Kevin, again, one more time. Have a great day, everyone. I know this was a little bit, loosey-goosey today, and that's okay. It was enjoyable for me, and I hope others enjoyed it too. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same bat time, same bat channel right here at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time at Jason Carey Guitar. I'll go through the comments, the live chat, and just kind of make sure I didn't forget anybody. But we'll see you again tomorrow. Yes, thank you, Kevin. All right. We'll see you, gang. See you, Jill. Bye, gang. Bye now.